All right, buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to dive headfirst into the philosophical deep end with a splash of silicon and a whole lot of what would Seneca do? Get ready for an adventure exploring Stoicism in the age of AI. Yo, what's up, digital disciples and philosophical fanatics? Welcome to Stoic Path, where we try to make sense of this crazy world, one ancient wisdom nugget at a time. Today, we're tackling a topic that's probably buzzing around in your brain like a rogue Roomba: artificial intelligence. And we're not just going to freak out about it, though let's be real, sometimes it feels warranted. Nope, we're bringing in the big guns, the OG life hackers, the folks who knew a thing or two about staying chill when the world throws a digital curveball, the Stoics. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Stoicism? Isn't that just about gritting your teeth and pretending everything's fine while your life crumbles around you? Well, not exactly. Think of it more like a superpower for your mind, a way to navigate the chaos with reason, and a healthy dose of ain't got time for that drama. And trust me, in this age of rapidly evolving AI, we're gonna need all the mental superpowers we can get. Let's be real, AI is everywhere. From those self-driving cars that are either super cool or slightly terrifying, depending on your trust level with robots behind the wheel, to personalized medicine that sounds like sci-fi but is actually happening. AI is transforming society faster than you can say algorithm. It's like we blinked, and suddenly our toaster oven is probably smarter than we are. And look, there's a ton of potential here. AI could help us solve some of the planet's biggest problems, from climate change to curing diseases. Imagine a world where AI helps us create sustainable energy or diagnose illnesses before they even become serious. That's the promise, right? The shiny, optimistic, robots are our friends version of the future. But let's not wear those rose-tinted VR goggles for too long. There's also a bit of a peril side to this AI coin. We're talking about things like job displacement. Will robots take all our jobs and leave us all playing video games in our self-driving cars? Maybe. Probably not entirely, but it's a valid concern. And then there's the whole issue of bias. If the data we feed AI is biased, and spoiler alert, human data often is, then the AI will be biased too, potentially amplifying existing inequalities. That's not exactly the utopian future we were promised. So, what does our ancient buddy Stoicism have to say about all this digital drama? Well, the Stoics were all about reason, virtue, and accepting what's beyond our control. Think about it. Can we single-handedly stop the advancement of AI? Probably not. It's kind of like trying to stop the tide with a teacup. But, like the Stoics, we can control how we react to it. We can choose to approach it with reason, to focus on developing our own virtues, and to accept that some things are just outside our sphere of influence. For the Stoics, the key was inner peace, finding your center even when the world around you is going a bit bonkers. And let's be honest, the rapid pace of AI development can feel a little bonkers. So, tapping into that Stoic mindset might just be the sanity-saving strategy we all need. All right, so we know AI is here to stay, probably. Now, how do we make sure we're using this powerful tool ethically? This is where Stoicism really shines. One of the big things for the Stoics was the importance of wisdom, not just knowing a lot of stuff, but having the practical wisdom to make good decisions. In the age of AI, this means discerning what's within our control and focusing on that. We can't control the fact that AI exists, but we can control how we develop it, how we deploy it, and how we use it. We can ask tough questions about its impact and advocate for responsible innovation. That's our arena, folks. That's where we can actually make a difference. And speaking of making a difference, let's talk about virtues. For the Stoics, virtues like justice, temperance, that's self-control, not just avoiding booze, by the way, and courage were the cornerstones of a good life. How do these apply to AI? Well, justice in the age of AI means striving for fairness and equity in its development and deployment. We need to be mindful of biases and work to create AI systems that benefit everyone, not just a select few. Temperance, or self-control, is crucial when we think about the potential for AI to manipulate or exploit our vulnerabilities. We need to be mindful of how AI is used in advertising, social media, and even in our personal lives, and exercise self-control to avoid being swayed by algorithms designed to grab our attention and keep us hooked. It's like the ultimate digital diet, knowing when to log off and engage with the real world. And courage? Well, it takes courage to ask the tough ethical questions about AI, to challenge the status quo, and to advocate for responsible innovation even when it's not the most popular or profitable path. It means having the guts to say, hey, maybe this isn't such a great idea, even if everyone else is jumping on the AI bandwagon. But perhaps the most important Stoic principle in the context of AI is the focus on the common good. The Stoics believed that we are all part of a larger community and that our actions should be directed towards the well-being of that whole. When we think about AI, this means asking ourselves, will this technology benefit all of humanity? Or will it exacerbate existing inequalities and create new problems? This should be our guiding star, the North Star of ethical AI development. So, wisdom, virtue, and the common good, these aren't just dusty old philosophical concepts. They're incredibly relevant frameworks for navigating the ethical complexities of the AI age. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the digital room, automation and job displacement. The idea that robots and AI might take our jobs is a pretty common anxiety these days. And honestly, it's understandable. Nobody wants to be replaced by a more efficient, tireless, and probably slightly judgmental algorithm. From a Stoic perspective, worrying about things that are largely outside our control is a recipe for stress and unhappiness. Can we stop the march of technological progress? Probably not. But what we can control is how we react to it. This is where the Stoic emphasis on adaptability comes in. The Stoics were all about focusing on what you can influence. In this context, that means investing in our skills, being open to learning new things, and being adaptable in a changing work landscape. Maybe your current job will be automated, but that doesn't mean you're out of options. It might be an opportunity to learn a new skill, pursue a different passion, or even create a new type of work that doesn't even exist yet. Think of it as a forced career upgrade. Okay, maybe not always fun, but you get the idea. And let's not forget the Stoic perspective on finding meaning and purpose in our work. For the Stoics, it wasn't necessarily what you did that mattered as much as how you did it and the attitude you brought to it. Even if your job involves tasks that might seem mundane, you can still find meaning in doing them well, in serving others, and in contributing to something larger than yourself. So if AI does end up changing the nature of work as we know it, the Stoic approach encourages us to focus on developing our resilience, our adaptability, and our ability to find meaning in whatever we do. It's about cultivating an inner sense of purpose that isn't solely tied to a specific job title or industry. Because at the end of the day, our worth isn't defined by our job, by our character and our actions. Now, let's get a little more philosophical. How might AI impact the very essence of what it means to be human? One area to consider is human connection. We're already living in a hyper-connected world thanks to technology, but AI could take this to a whole new level. Will we end up having deeper relationships with our AI companions than with actual humans? Cue the existential dread. The Stoics, while they didn't have to deal with sentient chatbots, lucky them, placed a huge emphasis on the importance of genuine human relationships. They believed that we are social creatures and that our connections with others are essential for our well-being. So, in an age of AI, it becomes even more important to consciously cultivate meaningful relationships with real people. Put down the phone, look someone in the eye, and have an actual conversation. It might sound radical, but the Stoics would approve. Another area where Stoicism can help us navigate the AI age is in the realm of mindfulness. We're already bombarded with information and distractions in our digitally saturated world. AI, with its ability to personalize and constantly optimize for our attention, could make this even worse. The Stoics, with their emphasis on self-awareness and focusing on the present moment, offer a powerful antidote to this potential overwhelm. Practicing Stoic techniques like journaling, reflecting on your thoughts and actions, and consciously choosing where to direct your attention can help you stay grounded and avoid getting swept away by the endless stream of digital stimuli. It's about being intentional with your attention and not letting AI dictate what you focus on. And finally, let's talk about the search for true happiness. The Stoics believed that true happiness, or eudaimonia, comes from within, from living a virtuous life, and not from external factors like wealth, fame, or, dare I say, the latest AI gadget. In an age where technology is constantly promising us the next big thing that will finally make us happy, the Stoic perspective reminds us that lasting contentment comes from our inner state, from our ability to find peace and meaning regardless of our external circumstances. So, while AI might offer us all sorts of shiny new toys and conveniences, the Stoics remind us that true happiness isn't something that can be programmed or automated. It's something we cultivate within ourselves. Okay, so how do we actually put all this Stoic wisdom into practice in our AI-driven world? Let's talk about some practical applications. One powerful Stoic exercise is the dichotomy of control, constantly reminding yourself what you can and cannot control. You can't control the development of the next groundbreaking AI, but you can control how you learn about it, how you adapt to it, and how you choose to use it. Another great Stoic technique is negative visualization. Now, this might sound a bit depressing, but it's actually incredibly helpful. It involves imagining the loss of the things you value, your job, your health, your relationships. This isn't about being pessimistic. It's about appreciating what you have in the present moment and building resilience in case things change. In the context of AI, you might consider what life would be like if your job were automated. This can help you identify areas where you might need to develop new skills or explore alternative paths. The Stoics also emphasized the power of reflection. Taking time each day to reflect on your actions, your thoughts, and your values is crucial for living a more intentional life. In the age of AI, this means regularly assessing how technology is impacting your life and whether it's aligning with your values. Are you spending too much time scrolling through AI-generated content? Is AI helping you achieve your goals or just distracting you? Regular self-reflection can help you stay on track. And finally, the Stoics were big on living in accordance with virtue. In the AI era, this means consciously striving to be just, temperate, courageous, and wise in our interactions with technology and in our advocacy for its responsible development. It's about asking ourselves, Are we using AI in a way that benefits ourselves and others? Are we being mindful of its potential harms? So, living a Stoic life in the age of AI isn't about rejecting technology. It's about embracing it with a sense of reason, virtue, and self-mastery. It's about using these ancient principles to navigate the challenges and opportunities that AI presents while staying grounded in what truly matters. And there you have it, folks. Stoicism in the age of AI. Who knew that ancient wisdom could be so relevant in our modern, tech-saturated world? Hopefully, this has given you some food for thought and maybe even inspired you to dust off those old copies of meditations. Remember, while we can't control the rise of the machines, yet we can control how we respond to it. So, let's try to approach this AI revolution with a little bit of Stoic calm, a dash of reason, and a whole lot of virtue. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think my smart fridge is trying to have an existential crisis about whether or not it should order more oat milk. Gotta go channel my inner Marcus Aurelius and have a stern talking to with some appliances. Until next time, stay stoic, stay curious, and try not to let the robots win. At board games, at least. Peace out.